Good afternoon, everyone. So, friends, in this particular class, I will explain to all of you what is CSIR net, why most of the people are unable to crack. Winnie, please mute your mic. Why most of the people are unable to crack the CSIR net life sciences, why the CSIR net is very difficult, and how to prepare for this exam, what are the career opportunities after qualifying the CSIR net. We are going to discuss A to Z very briefly and very elaboratively. First, let me explain to all of you for the period of 30 minutes continuously. After 30 minutes, I will give the time to ask all your doubts, but kindly listen to me 30 minutes consistently. Okay. Now, in this particular class, there are many people are there. There are some are already working as the assistant professor somewhere. Selisha, please mute your mic. Some people are already working as the assistant professors, and some people are doing their MSc first year and second year. Some people are completed MSc and they're exclusively preparing for the CSIR Net Life Sciences. Some people are working professional as well as the housewife also. Right. So for every one of you, I will give you a simple plan. I want you to understand, especially the MSc completed students, and especially most importantly, the housewife and working teachers, how to crack this particular tough exam, and what are the methods or what are the strategies that we have to follow. Okay, now listen. What are the various other exams that every student can write apart from the CSIR net? If you want to do the PhD in any kind of a national institute or any kind of a central university or in any kind of a state university, I never encourage any student to do your PhD in the state universities. See, state universities are really good, but compared to the state universities, central universities are really good. Compared to the central university, national institutes are topmost in India. So that's why who wants to do the PhD, I encourage everyone to do your PhD only in the national institutes. So apart from the CSIR, most of all the students can write ICMR, ICAR, DBTJRF, and GATE BT. These are five are the prestigious fellowships in India to do your PhD. Right. Now listen to me very correctly. Among all, which is very popular, popular in the sense, friends, most of the national institutes, most of the central universities, most of the state universities, they will accept very fast CSIR net. It doesn't mean that all are not popular. All are also very popular. After the CSIR net, they will prefer the GATE BT as well as the GATE XL, then followed by the DBT, then followed by the ICMR. If you are from agriculture background, obviously you have to write the ICAR. But among all, the most popular and the highest priority will be the CSIR net only. Friends, how many marks the CSIR exam will be? CSIR exam will be 200 marks. I will tell you to everyone. Part A, it consists of three parts. Part A, Part B, Part C. Part A, I can say that it is purely, please don't use the word mathematics. That is wrong. You should not use the word mathematics. You should always use the word aptitude. You should always use the word logical reasoning. Right? Most of the biology students, botany, zoology, microbiology, biochemistry, all these students will think that part A means mathematics, whether we can crack it or not. You have to believe my words. If you look into the 2020-23 question paper, which happened in few days back, if you look into that, if you are a botany, zoology, biochemistry, microbiology, whatever the background, without reading also, you can answer 3 to 4 questions directly. That much easily questions will appear in the part A, but you have to find that particular easiest questions. That is your skill, and we will help you how to find the questions in a correct orientation. Next one, part B and part C, we purely called as core paper. So friends, part B consists of 50 questions. Out of 50 questions, how many you have to answer, friends? You have to answer 35 questions. 35 into 2, 70 marks. And the paper which consists of the highest weightage, that is the part C. See the interesting factor in the part C. In the part C, there are 75 questions are there. Friends, even though there are 75 questions are there, you have to answer only 25. So then imagine the choice is not double, friends. Just choice is a triple times. Even though the choice is a triple, 99% of the students cannot answer 25 questions. Even in the topper also can answer from 22 to 24 questions only. In very rare cases, the people will answer 25 questions. Please mute your mic, whomever joined newly. So friends, I can say that part C will help you a lot. I can say that part C is the one which will help you in cracking the exam. And I am giving you right now, an estimation mark. An estimation I am giving to all of you. Keep this point in your mind. Keep this point all the time till the end of your exam. Keep this point in your mind. Let's talk about the first one, general category. Okay, I am talking about the general category, and for the not lecturership I am talking. Please turn off your audios and videos. Please kindly do not make any kind of a disturbance when I am speaking. Please maintain the class decorum. Okay, so for the general category, if you want to do your PhD program, I am not talking about the lecturership. How many marks you have to get? Keep this point in your mind. You should be in the range of 120 to 125. If you keep this thing in your head, 120 to 125 marks, there is a no doubt how difficult the question paper may be. If you are scoring 120 to 125 marks, undoubtedly you will crack the exam. There is a no doubt of thinking it. 99% it will be less than 120 only. But since it's a general category, you can't take the chance. So that's why I encourage every general category student for the JRF or for the PhD, you should be in the range of 120 to 125. Then the same general category students, for the lecturership I am talking about, you should be in the range of 115 to 119. So if you get a 115 to 119, undoubtedly the lecturership is in your hand. There is no doubt about it. Now I am talking about the OBC students. If you look into the OBC category, I am talking purely about the JRF. Okay, first, the JRF students should get 105 to 108 marks enough. Out of 200, if you get 105 to 108, the JRF in your hand. And if it is a lectureship, even though you get 100 marks to the 102 marks, the lectureship is in your hand. For SC and ST category and PW category, I want you to reduce 5% of the OBC. So I will tell to both SC and ST students, if you want to do PhD in a top institutes in India like IISc and IITs, all SC, ST students, remember, keep the target of 90 to 100. If you keep the target of 90 to 100, I am talking with respect to the JRF. Okay. Lecturership, you keep the target of 80 to 90, 95 marks, not 90 marks, 95 marks. If you score 100 marks being a SC, ST category student, your rank will be top 50 in all over India. Top 50 in all over India in your category. You will get any institute in India. The lecturership, if you get 80 to 90, your rank will be top 30 in India. No doubt about it in the SC, ST category. So aram say you can become lecturer even in the central university or a top reputed state university also. You can apply if you're having a very good rank. Okay, now you can ask me a good question. Sir, out of 200 marks, getting 100 marks, is it really difficult? I can use one line. It is not difficult. At the same time, it is not very easy also. In one single line, I will tell to all the students why most of the students never crack the CSIR NET exam. Let me tell you one good example. There are many teachers who are already working as the assistant professors. Some teachers are very specialized in microbiology. Some teachers are very specialized in biochemistry. Some teachers are very specialized in the botany and zoology. Some teachers are specialized in the ecology. But why the teachers also unable to qualify? So here it is not about single subject. The teacher or a student is exclusively good in the microbiology, but we are not writing the exam in microbiology. We are writing the exam in life sciences. which means that which combines botany, zoology, biochemistry, microbiology, biotechnology, plant physiology, human physiology, genetics, evolution, ecology. So if you only read microbiology in your MSc, you can't read other subject. If you read only agricultural science in your BSc and MSc, you feel very difficult in all these subjects. So in order to crack the life sciences, you should understand the syllabus very clearly. You have to analyze the syllabus very clearly. I am telling you friends, 99% of the competitive exams you can very easily crack when you know how the questions are asking. First point, that is called analysis of the previous year questions. Second thing, you have to understand syllabus. People will start reading randomly without looking anything. So if you understand the PYQ question and if you analyze the syllabus correctly, undoubtedly you can crack the exam. Now, why CSIR NET is very tough exam when compared to the all other exam? The reason is that, you know, right? Every student commonly know that CSIR will conduct the exam in physical sciences, mathematical sciences, chemical sciences, oceanographic sciences, then followed by the life sciences. Total in 5 disciplines, CSIR will conduct the exam. Then why only life sciences is very difficult? I can tell you 2 reasons. When compared to all these 4 disciplines, life sciences only more aspirants will write the exam. What do you think? How many people will write? So you know very well, our exam will happen once in a June and once in a December. An average, I am talking average, friends. I am talking average. Including June and December, there are more than 1,20,000 to 1,30,000 people are writing the CSIR exam. Many people are competing for JRF, many people are competing for the LS. But friends, if you look into the JRF, it is not more than 3,000. In case of the JRF, of course, lecturership, there is no problem. If you qualify the exam, you will become the lecturer. There is no doubt about it. So both are very crucial. Now the point is that where students are lacking, the students keep on doing extreme hard work. I always encourage everyone, whether you are a assistant professor working in some college or you are a MSc completed student or you are a job holder, doesn't matter. If you want to crack the CSIR, there is no shortcut except doing the hard work. But to your hard work, you have to add something called intelligence. But you can ask me, sir, how much percentage of intelligence is required? I can tell to all of you, 5 to 10% of intelligence is sufficient in order to crack this exam. How much hard work is required? 90 to 95% of the hard work is required. If you don't do hard work, if you think that you are a super intelligent, you can crack the exam, trust me blindly, you are moving in a wrong direction. You have to work extremely harder for this exam. What is the reason? The syllabus is a vast syllabus. The time period is extremely limited period. The way they ask the questions are entirely different. So that's why along with hard work, you have to do the smart work. In all the 4 cases, you can observe one thing. When the person is doing initially hard work, he is unable to reach the target. But when the person start behaving intelligently, obviously he achieved his target. But in our exam, we require working hard also. We require working to be intelligent also. Your intelligence is required. Your hard work is also required. Now, let's try to understand complete analysis of the syllabus. Let me tell you in one single line to all of you. From now onwards, I want you to pay utmost attention towards every single slide that what I'm going to explain to you. In order to crack the CSIR, I hope every student has gone through the syllabus of the CSIR. We are having 13 units in our syllabus. Out of 13 units, whether what background you may belongs to, botany, zoology, biochemistry, microbiology, genetics, small bio, agriculture, MBBS background also, pharmacy background also. Whatever the background you may are pursuing or you may completed, you have to read minimum 10 to 11 units compulsory, minimum. So if you do maximum of 11 units, undoubtedly you are going to crack the CSIR. There is no doubt about it. So when I use the word try to become expert in 10 units, what do you mean by that? You should be in a position to understand the concept from very basic to very advanced. There are two type of students are there. What the first category student, they never learn the concept. They'll never learn. They never learn the concept, and they keep on practicing the PYQs, and they are keep on doing the practice question. It is, I can in one single line, I'll tell you, it is useless. If you don't have the knowledge, how can you solve a question? If you're solving the question without knowledge, you are trying to buy hard. Second category students, they will only focus on gaining the knowledge, means focusing on the concept, and they will skip the PYQs and they will skip the practice question. This category of students also never achieve. If you want to crack the CSIR, you first ultimate point is gaining a incredible knowledge on every single concept. Your knowledge will help you in such a way that it will help you to analyze the question. It will help you to understand the question. It will help you to break the toughest concept into smallest concept and understand in a most simplistic way. Then second thing, if you have the knowledge, how do you know your knowledge is useful or not? Listen everyone correctly. How do you know? See, right now many assistant professors are working in a various degree colleges or many colleges. People are teaching for MSc students. But in our MSc, what we do, we only focus up to theory level. But here, you don't get a single question also from theory. You are going to get the same concept in the application form. Hence, along with knowledge, you have to apply your knowledge. How do you know whether you are having knowledge or not? By applying your knowledge, by solving the PYQs and practice questions. So these two will be helping to crack the CSIR exam. So two are very important. Two will contribute 50-50%. Knowledge is important and PYQs are also important. Now, as I told you, we are having 13 units in our syllabus. We have to read minimum 10 to 11 units mandatorily. Now, you ought to ask me which 10 to 11 units we have to focus much. That's also a very good question. Remember, whether you are from any background, even you are from agriculture, pharmaceutical background, also remember all the students which 10 chapters is mandatory. Number one, I am writing here, all the students remember which you should read compulsory: biochemistry, then followed by the cell biology, then followed by molecular biology. Unit 4 is called, it is the combination of cell signaling, cancer, immunology, some other concept, host parasite interactions. Then the number fifth one, developmental biology. Number 6, plant physiology. Every student remember, it doesn't matter to me whether you are a botany or a zoology or agriculture or other background. If you skip the first 6 units, it is highly impossible to crack the exam with a very good rank. Even though you are from a zoology background, you have to read the plant physiology. Even though you are from a botany background, you have to read the developmental biology. Even though you are from a pure microbiology background, you have to read the plant physiologies. So these 6 chapters you should not skip under any circumstances. If you are missing, you are moving in a wrong direction with respect to your preparation. Then after these 6, which are more important, genetics, which is the unit 8, then followed by unit 10, which is called ecology. Friends, if any one of you given the 2023 question paper which happened few days back, you know which is the chapter we got the highest number of questions? Ecology. So microbiology, biochemistry, zoology people and other background people, they feel ecology is a difficult, we have to study about the nature, let's skip this particular unit. If you do that, you are doing a blunder mistake. Ecology is one of the most important chapter where more number of questions can be expected. Then unit 13 is called biological techniques, techniques in biology, where you are going to read spectroscopic technique, statistical technique, microscopic techniques, as well as immunological techniques, cell biology techniques, all the techniques we are going to read. So if you want to crack the CSIR, unit 1 to 6, unit 8, unit 10, unit 13 is mandatory. If you skip any one of this unit, you are not going to crack the exam. Then I told you here 9 chapters. Then you people can choose between 7 and 11. You people can choose between 9 and 12. You can choose any one unit, any 2 units out of these 4 units. So total we have to focus on 11 units. Unit 7 is human physiology. Unit 11 is evolution. If any one of you feeling human physiology is easy, go through it. If anyone is feeling evolution is easy, go through it. Unit 9 is called Diversity of Life Forms. It is purely NCERT based. Only this level, only this unit, where we are going to read bacteria, fungi, virus, viroids, all this. If you cannot do it, you can do the unit 12, methods in biology. It is interesting one. Out of these 4 units, you have to read 2 units compulsory. So total we require 11 units. Okay. Now, you are already completed MSc and most of the people are working women and most of the people are teachers. I know I don't want to repeat this line, but I'm reminding you just last and final time. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. It doesn't matter how knowledge you are having. Doesn't matter. In our CSIR exam, if you don't have an enormous patience of learning, patience of understanding, patience of learning, patience of reading, trust me, you can't qualify the exam. You have to have a great patience. Most importantly, you should have an interest. Friends, there is a great difference between the interest and patience. Many people can listen for a long period of time. Many people can read 10 hours, but nothing goes into their brain because they are not showing any interest while they are reading. Same, some people will read with interest, but they can't read more than 1 hour. So that time also you can't do anything. If you want to crack the exam, you require one great patience and you require interest. You should not lose your excitement till the end of the exam. How much excited you are in the first day of your preparation, till 6 months, you require the same kind of excitement to crack the exam. Then only you will crack it. Now we are entering into the most important now, that is the analyzing of every chapter. I'm telling you in a very simple line to all the students, how many number of chapters are there? I told to all of you friends, 13 chapters are there. All the students listen, every student listen. Suppose if you want to get 110 marks in the exam, 110 marks. I told you part C is the deciding area. In the part C, how many questions are there? You have to answer 25 questions out of 70. My friends, out of 20, out of 75, you have to answer 25. But friends, if you answered out of 75, if you answer 20 correctly, 20 I am saying, 20 into 480. Here only you will get a good confidence that you're going to crack the exam. Very great confidence. So in the part B, how many questions are there? How many questions are there in the part B? 50 questions are there. Listen my words. Out of 50, even though you answer 15 questions correctly, I am telling least, I always talk about least. 15 into 2, 30. Here only you qualify. You don't need to touch the part B also. In the part B, even though you answer 3 questions correctly, you are getting 6 marks. You are getting 116. Just like that, you will qualify the exam. Of course, it is not too difficult, at the same time, not too easy also. Now let's enter into the difficult one, analyzing the syllabus. The first one, molecules and interaction relevant to the biology. Shortly, what do we call it as? I want you to be very patient for the next 20 minutes. You called biochemistry. Now tell me, if I ask you a simple definition, please give me the definition of a biochemistry. What you will give me the definition? In the biochemistry, you are reading the chemistry of the biomolecule. You are reading biology of the biomolecule. So you are reading protein, carbohydrate, amino acid, lipid, nucleic acid. You are reading their chemistry, their structure. You are reading their biology, their metabolism. That is what we can call the biochemistry. I am telling to all of you, some students will say that, sir, I am from a different background. But some people will say that even though I am from a biochemistry, I feel very difficult in the biochemistry. Please don't say that. If you feel, if you are afraid about biochemistry, you can't crack the exam. Biochemistry is like a heart. You should not leave this. And learning biochemistry is really an art. Okay, it's a skill. You have to understand what exactly happening in our body with respect to these biomolecules, and you have to understand their structural parameters very correctly. You have to understand their biology very correctly. Obviously it will become easy, and it's my responsibility to make every difficult concept into a extremely simple concept. Extremely simple. Please mute your mic, Archana. And your job is what? Your job is to read it extremely depth. Then only you will crack the exam. Okay, let's talk about biochemistry, what we have to focus. In the biochemistry, when you started reading, first you have to start reading from the carbohydrate metabolism. Carbohydrate metabolism means which consists of glycolysis, which consists of Krebs cycle, which consists of electron transport chain, which consists of oxidative phosphorylation. Let me tell you one point to all of you. You read all this in the 11th standard, you read all this in the BSc, you read all this in the MSc. Same thing you are going to read, but little application manner. Most of the students, they will just read the 10 steps of the glycolysis. No one will focus on the regulation of the glycolysis. Question come from the regulation. Everyone will read the electron transport chain. No one will read the inhibitors that are blocking the electron transport chain. Questions come from there. Everyone will read how many number of ATP, how many number of NADPH are releasing. No one will read how many carbon dioxide is releasing. No one will read how many water molecules are releasing. Even the question come from there also. Remember friends, whichever you are skipping, question come from there. So you should read from very basic to the very advanced. I don't use the word advanced, I always use the word application. You have to understand. See, in the glycolysis, there is a first step. Every student commonly know that there's a first step. What is the first step in the glycolysis? Glucose is getting converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Without this, there will be a no process of the glycolysis. The question they have asked in the interview for the PhD students only I am talking about. What happens if the glucose is not getting converted into glucose 6-phosphate? They are also asking the question. They are also asked the question. First of all, Nancy, please answer the question. Why? My question is very simple to everyone. Why glucose has to be converted into glucose 6-phosphate? That is my simple question. Why glucose has to be converted into glucose 6-phosphate? That's the first step. Sunita, what is the answer? Why? Kirtana, why the glucose has to be converted into glucose 6-phosphate? Nancy, what's the answer? Glucose is soluble. So Naveen is saying that glucose is soluble. Okay. Next. Anyone else? See friends, you know, right? The glucose, once it enter into the cell, it is converted into the glucose 6-phosphate. You know very well, right? Phosphate is what charged? Phosphate is a negatively charged molecule. Do you think a negatively charged molecule can cross the plasma membrane? It is impossible. Hence, glucose never go back. Once it enter, it never go back. If it converted into glucose 6-phosphate, then it only undergo the further step. It never come back. So in order to trap, what I'm saying here, in order to trap the glucose in the cell, we are converting the glucose to the glucose 6-phosphate. See, that's the simple question asked in the interview also. So that is how you have to learn from very basic to the very advanced. Anyway, without question from the cellular respiration, there is a no CSIR NET Life Sciences question paper. There is a no doubt. Then next one, after the cellular respiration, enzymes and its kinetics. Without enzyme and its kinetics, there is a no CSIR question paper. So what I am explaining to all of you, in one biochemistry chapter, you are going to get a 4 to 5 part C questions. You are going to get a 2 to 4 or sometimes 5 part B questions. On average, you are going to get a 26 to 30 marks only from the biochemistry. Hence, I never encourage any one of you to leave any concept in the biochemistry. I can tell you, friends, 90% of the biochemistry is you have to understand. 10% of the biochemistry you have to remember. What most of the students will focus, they will only focus on remembering, they will fail in understanding. As a result, they feel biochemistry is extremely difficult. So it's all about how nicely we are learning the concept, how depth we are learning, how effectively we are analyzing the question. That's more important. So now listen, after the cellular respiration, after the enzyme kinetics, the very important is the chemistry. Every single time, every single time, we use it to get the questions from the amino acids and proteins. If you look into the 2022 question paper, if you look into the 2020 question paper, 2021 exam was not conducted. If you look into the 2019 question paper, every question paper, either in the part B or in the part C, you will get the question undoubtedly from the amino acid, undoubtedly. From their structure, their classification, if they ask the numerical question, they are going to raise the numerical question from the pKa values. This is how they will raise the questions. Then very, very crucial, the protein. So you all people read in the BSc and MSc level about the primary structure, secondary structure, quaternary structure, tertiary and quaternary structure of the protein. You have to read all these proteins along with the Ramachandran plot, which is mandatorily you have to study. Apart from this, you should also pay attention towards the lipids and its metabolism. In the lipids, we should majorly focus on beta oxidation. In the chemistry of nucleic acid, you have to focus on difference between aDNA, bDNA, cDNA, zDNA. How many number of base pairs are present in the one turn of aDNA? How many number of base pairs are present in the one turn of the bDNA? What is the helical length? What is the pitch? What is the sugar puckering? What is the base conformation? Every question will be asked from the nucleic acid chemistry. Right. So this is the biochemistry. I don't encourage any one of you to leave any point in the biochemistry. But I never tell any one of you biochemistry is easy. At the same time, I never tell biochemistry is too difficult. It's all about understanding. I'll explain from very basic to the very depth. You automatically get a good knowledge on the biochemistry. Then cell biology. Most of the people will feel cell biology is very easy. Why? Because cell biology is easy to understand. It's not like a biochemistry. But friends, in our CSIR and GATE, most of the questions in the cell biology from the experimental, if not the experimental, graphical, and which are very easy questions. Easy questions are statement related question. Easy questions are from matching. In the 2020-23 paper, which happened before few days, once again, you got the question which is completely matching based question only. So friends, what to read in the cell biology? I will tell you in a simple words. I don't encourage any one of you to leave any cell organelle. You have to read every single cell organelle, starting from structure, starting from function. Every student just read the structure and function. They never read what kind of enzymes present in the cell organelle, what kind of deficiency diseases that are caused by the deficiency of those enzymes in the organelle. Every one of you answer my question, every student. Suppose there is a question asked in the part B section, which of the following cell organelle is involved in the process called as apoptosis? Aishwarya, answer the question. Which of the cell organelle is involved in the apoptosis? Any one of you. Ritika? Maria, what is the organelle that is involved in the apoptosis? Why do we call mitochondria is the organelle that is involved in the apoptosis? What is the reason? The reason is that mitochondria contain caspases. What are caspases are called as? Caspases are called as apoptotic enzymes, apoptotic protein. That's why we can call that. Now the question which is directly asked many times in the exam, you all people know very well, if the protein want to be modified. See, whenever a protein got synthesized in our body, that protein is not biologically active. If the protein wants to become active, protein has to undergo the modification, which means it is getting added by the sugars. There are two types of addition of sugars you all people read. N-linked glycosylation, O-linked glycosylation. This is also asked question. Now tell me, where is the site of N-linked glycosylation, Maria? Kirtana, where the N-linked glycosylation is taking place and where the O-linked glycosylation is taking place. That's also direct straightforward questions. N-linked glycosylation is taking place where, friends? In the RER lumen. And where does the O-linked glycosylation will takes place? In the Golgi complex. So I don't encourage any one of you to leave any organelle, starting from plasma membrane, Golgi complex, RER, SCR, mitochondria, peroxisome, lysosomes, then nucleus, cell wall. This and very unique one, cytoskeleton. These 9 cell organelles you have to read along with the structure, function, enzymes present over there, and the deficiency diseases which are related to that. Now, there is a no CSIR Net Life Sciences question paper without the question from the cell cycle regulation. Friends, I am not saying the cell division, okay? I am not talking about mitosis, meiosis. I am talking about the regulation. How the cell will be regulated at the G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase, M phase. What kind of CDK protein, what kind of cyclin proteins are involved, which cyclins are involved, which CDKs are involved, how they are going to regulate the cell cycle. Even they will raise the question of the cell cycle regulation by combining with the cancer biology. Like this also they can ask the question. So you should never leave the cell cycle regulation. If you leave it, you are losing 4 to 6 marks unnecessarily. See, there are 1 point every student has to remember. 1 point. If you don't understand the concept, you feel concept is difficulty. First point. If you understand the concept, you feel always easy. So you should not focus on which is difficult. Listen my words. You should not focus on which is difficult concept, which is easy concept. You have to focus on how to understand every concept. When your focus is on understanding, you never feel that there is a concept called difficult. You always feel that easy. Why? Because friends, if others are feeling it easy, why you are feeling it is difficult? If everyone who is preparing for the exam, if they are also feeling it difficult, then I can say that you can also feel difficult. If others are feeling easy but you are feeling difficult, which means that you are lacking in a proper understanding of the concept. So always focus on understanding. Apart from cell organelles and cell division, you have to focus on very important concept widely repeated in the exam, transposons. Very tricky question. Even though question is very straightforward, tricky statements will be given which will make you super confused. Then friends, followed by, in the entire cell biology, you can expect the numerical question only from here. That is called microbial physiology, especially from the growth time and the growth curve. You can get the question. Next, unit 3, that is called molecular biology. I don't entertain anyone to leave anything in the molecular biology chapter also. What you can expect, what you have to read first of all. And one more interesting point, molecular biology is the type of chapter. Listen my words. You will get a direct statements. You will get a very logical. You will get numerical. You will get a graphical. You will get matching. What I am trying to explain you, every type of question can be asked in the molecular biology. And if you ask me what you have to read in the molecular biology, you have to read replication, you have to read transcription, you have to read translation, you have to read gene regulation. See, listen. Replication, transcription, translation, gene regulation. Replication is what you have to read in both prokaryotes, eukaryotes. Transcription in prokaryotes, eukaryotes. Translation in prokaryotes, eukaryotes. Gene regulation in prokaryotes, eukaryotes. That is what you have to read. And I'm not concluding this statement, but what we observed in the exam is, when compared to the prokaryotes, 90% of the questions will come from eukaryotic organism, because we are very complex genome compared to the prokaryotes. It doesn't mean that you have to leave the prokaryotes. If you leave the prokaryotes, you never ever understand the eukaryotes. Apart from replication, transcription, translation, gene regulation, you should give a highest importance to the DNA repair mechanisms, which is widely asked. Even this 2023 paper also we got the question from the DNA repair mechanisms, which is very important. You have to focus. Then in the entire CSIR Net Life Sciences syllabus, the two biggest units are, with respect to the syllabus, I am talking with respect to syllabus, unit 4 and unit 13. These two are said to be the biggest chapters. Why? What is the reason why I am calling biggest chapter? Is it big because of the syllabus, or is it big because of the weightage? It is because of both. Unit 13, you will get nearly 5 to 6 part C questions, 3 to 5 part B questions, which means 5 to 6 means 20 to 24 marks. Here 6 to 10 marks. An average You are getting 30 to 36 marks from unit 13 and unit 4 also. That's why we can say highest weightage chapters, as well as what we can say syllabus wise is also very huge. Why I am saying unit 4 is very huge? What is the reason? The reason is that unit 4, they have added many units into one unit. What is that? First one we can call cell signaling. Second one we can call cell communication. The third one is called host pathogen interaction. Fourth one is called cancer biology. Fifth one is called immunology. In our BSc and MSc, if we want to read the immunology, we have to read the QB book or we have to read the Abbas book, two standard reference books which we use in our Indian universities. But now you imagine that entire biggest immunology topic, they have mentioned just like a small subunit in the syllabus. Then you have to imagine how vast our syllabus is. Now, some students feel extreme difficulty of immunology. Some people will feel very interesting, very easy immunology. If any student are feeling extreme difficulty in immunology, you can leave. But before leaving, you should become excel in cell signaling, cell communication, host parasite interaction, cancer biology. Blindly believe in my words. There is a no CSIR net life sciences question paper from the last 15 to 20 papers. There is a no question paper without cell signaling, no question paper without cell communication. There is a no paper without cancer. There is a no paper without host pathogen interaction. Undoubtedly, you're gonna get the question. Since the immunology is the very longest chapter, if anyone is willing to leave it, you can leave it, but you should become excel in these four. But I encourage, but I never encourage any one of you to leave, which is important. But since it is there in the syllabus, I will teach A to Z in the immunology. If you are feeling difficulty when I am teaching, whatever the important concepts that I am talking, that we are dealing in the classrooms, I want you to focus on at least those units. When it comes to the cell signaling, all the students read the cell signaling in BSc and MSc. Here, the same cell signaling you read little elaboratively. We have to read what not. In CSIR syllabus, you have to read every type of signaling. You should not leave even one type of signaling also. Starting from GPCR, MAP kinase pathway, JAK-STAT pathway, insulin pathway, Hedgehog pathway, Wnt signaling, Notch delta, beta catenin. Variety of questions they can ask. Experimental based question, matching question, direct statement related question. But trust me, friends, if you have a good concept on the signaling, undoubtedly you can answer the question. Then cancer. You know, friends, they will always ask the cancer. Trust my words. They never ever ask any difficult question from the cancer. Never. They never ask complete molecular depth mechanism of a cancer. They never ask. Trust me, they will ask the question from the cancer in such a way that they'll raise a simple question, but the statements are so confusing. You couldn't, choose the most appropriate answer for that particular statement. So that's how the questions comes from the cancer. When you are reading the cancer, you have to read difference between the normal cell, cancer cell, difference between the benign tumor and malignant tumor. The most important one, very, very important one, that proto-oncogenes and the tumor suppressor genes. Proto-oncogene, tumor suppressor gene, both we have to read, friends, both. The most important proto-oncogene widely asked in our exam is PRB. Sorry, not proto-oncogene, tumor suppressor gene. Along with the PRB, they use it to ask P53. They use it to ask P21. They use it to ask P16. I never encourage any student to leave even a small part in the cancer. It's not idealized to leave. You have to read everything. When it comes to the host pathogen interactions and cell communication, listen to me. These two concepts are damn easy concepts. But why people can't answer these questions? The reason is that a lot of information to be remembered. So what the most of the students will do, they will neglect, because I have to read maximum amount of the information. So let me skip this. If you are doing that, that is the blunder mistake. Whichever is easy, you spend more time, because whichever is the difficulty, in the exam, there is no guarantee. What guarantee? Whether you can answer correctly or not. But the concept which you are very good, you have to spend more time on that concept only. By that, you will become expert in that. So by that, you never lose the questions. Then developmental biology. I will tell to all of you in one single line what is developmental biology. In one single line. How we all born when the sperm and egg fuses with each other. So what is the first step in the developmental biology? Gametogenesis, which means how the gamete will form. Then fertilization. After fertilization, cleavage. After cleavage, gastrulation. After gastrulation, organogenesis. Then human body will form. So friends, what I'm trying to explain you, from starting the gamete formation till the development of the human body, whatever the events are taking place in the cell, by using different organisms as models, not in one organism. Suppose if you are reading the fertilization, you have to read the fertilization in sea urchin. You have to read the fertilization in humans. You have to read the cleavage in sea urchin. You have to read the cleavage in humans. You have to read the cleavage in frogs. You have to read the cleavage in amphibian, fishes. You have to read the cleavage in the insects. What I'm trying to explain you, for every step, you have to read the multiple organisms as models. How cleavage happen in the sea urchin, how the cleavage happen in the human beings, what is the pattern of cleavage, what kind of eggs they contain. So in every step, if you are reading the gastrulation, what is gastrulation? Formation of ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. How gastrulation occur in a different organism. How the vulva development in the C. elegans. How the brain development in the vertebrates. So even including the plants. So in every stage, we have to read in a different organism. Let me tell you one advantage. Out of 13 units in the CSIR NET Life Sciences question paper, Unit 5 is one of the unit where you will get a easiest part B questions. Easiest part B. To be specific or to be precise, every question will come from the standard reference book called as Gilbert. Direct lines of the Gilbert they will give, direct straightforward statements. Part C will be little difficult. With a thorough understanding of the concept, you can do it. Then see, whenever I'm explaining you the starting of the lesson, I will explain what to read in every unit. Don't worry about it. Now unit 6, as I told you, whether you are belong to whatever the background it may be, I don't encourage any one of you to leave the plant physiology. Zoology people will say that we feel very difficult in the plant physiology. No, it's not like that. You have to read that. Zoology people, remember, compared to human physiology, they'll give more number of questions from the plant physiology only. So that's why you should not leave any topic. So you have to read complete photosynthesis, transport in plants, plant hormones, nitrogen metabolism, stress physiology, sensory photobiology, secondary metabolite. Trust me, how many marks you will get? Minimum 4 part C, maximum 5 part C. Minimum 4 part B, maximum 5 part C, which means 22 to 30 marks are in your hand from one single chapter. So I never encourage any student to leave 1 to 6 units. Mandatory they are, followed by unit 8 genetics, unit 10 ecology. Suppose if you look into the unit 10 ecology, I'm talking 99% of the students, the moment they heard the name of the ecology, they'll get very upset. There are two reasons are there why people will feel it's not like a difficulty. Listen, people feel bored first of all, because I have to read a lot of things and a lot of things to be remember. It's not a truly engaging, truly, what we can call purely conceptual. But friends, the way you read, the way you learn, you have to change it. See, that is our responsibility to make it more interactive while teaching. But I never encourage you to read this. If you ask me what to read in the ecology, what I can tell to all of you, what to read in the ecology, what is actually ecosystem deals with, starting from individual. So how the individual will behave, how the individual face the competition, what is the habitat of an individual, what is the niche of an individual. Then group of individuals called as population. So we have to read population ecology. Group of population, we can call community. We have to read community ecology. Group of communities called ecosystem. We have to focus on entire ecosystem. Group of ecosystems are called biome. We have to focus on different biomes. Group of biomes called as biosphere. So friends, starting from the individual till the end of the biosphere, we have to read everything in the ecology. If you are reading about an individual, an example, you have to read habitat and niche. What is where the individual is living? What is the behavior of an individual? How the individual avoid the competition? With respect to the graphical questions, they can ask the question. And in the entire ecology, there are only two topics where you will get the numerical questions in the ecology: population ecology, community ecology. In the population is one of the biggest one. You have to read factors affecting the population, like population density, type of dispersion, population growth curve, survivorship curve, R and K selection. Right now I am just explaining the type of the topics that we are going to read. When I am teaching you the depth, you will understand how to read, how to analyze the question. And very commonly used type of asked questions are interactions: symbiosis, amensalism, commensalism, parasitism, predation, competition. In plant also you have to read, even in the animal also you have to read, right? Then a lot of rules are there: Allen's rule, Glogger rules, Bergman's rule. With respect to the rules also we will get the question. Then followed by very unique concept is called ecological succession. Very important. Suppose example 6 part C questions are coming from the ecology. Remember friends, 2 part C questions are coming from only from where? Only from this particular conservation biology. Most of the students will leave this. What are the type of tiger zones present in India? National park, sanctuaries, biosphere reserve. There, the animals protected over there. The conservation status of the animal. Suppose example, if you take a Assam. Assam contain 2 national park called Manas and Kaziranga National Park. If you take the Karnataka having a big national park called as Bandipur National Park. If you take a Gujarat, if Gujarat having a Gir Lion Sanctuary, right? If you take an Andhra Pradesh, it is having a Sri Sailam. If you take a Tamil Nadu, it is having a Tutukoni Aquatic Park. So you have to remember all this along with examples and the animals protected over there. This is a very dry topic, but very interesting topic. You have to focus. I never encourage any one of you, irrespective of your background, you should become expert in the ecology, and I will make you expert in the ecology. You have to put your great effort. Then when it comes to the unit 13, it is all about techniques. Statistically, you have to read electrophysiological, microscopic, histochemical, then entire rDNA technology, biophysical method. Out of there are more than 35 techniques are there. It is not required to read 35 techniques. Out of 35, you have to become super expert. I'm using the word super expert in 80 to 20. Then obviously you can crack the exam. So friends, this is about the syllabus analysis. Now, most of the people having a super doubt. Sir, what books has to be followed? I will explain to one thing to all of you. Suppose if you want to read the biochemistry, most of the students will read the Leninger. People read the White and White. You have to read the Stryer. If someone says that our study material is the best study material in India, please don't believe in any. See, I never degrade any other standard material. What I'm trying to explain to all of you is whatever the best study material that is available in India, what they are obviously doing, they are making the standard reference book material into a concise manner. Suppose example, if you see any central university student, if you see any ISER, NISER students, they don't read, they will only focus on the standard reference books. So most of the students without coaching only, they can easily crack the exam. So see, there are housewives, working teachers are there, and some MSc students who are still pursuing. So you don't find a quality time on reading the reference book. For every chapter, you have to read minimum 2 to 3 reference book. Hence, I will cover entire reference book. See, if I am giving you one PPT, every single word that I will mention in the PPT from the minimum of 3 to 4 standard reference book, minimum. So I will cover not almost every standard reference book I will cover. What you have to do, you have to focus on the PPT that what I will provide. Along with that, you can read any standard material. See, among all, Pathfinder seems to be good. Okay, so PPT is first, Pathfinder is next. Then I will provide you the chapter-wise MCQs, then mock test. These four are crucial in our preparation. If you miss any of this, you are not going to crack the exam, right? Then, how many number of hours you have to prepare for the CSIR NET Life Sciences? This thing I am telling you to the first of all, stop about the MSc student. If you are already completed MSc, since you are having a good time, you are not doing anything, I encourage all of you to spend 6 to 9 hours. There are housewives are studying, there are working teachers are studying, working professionals. I don't encourage you, even though you are a housewife and working teachers, don't neglect your reading. See, that is what competition is, that is what success is. How difficult the situation may be, you have to study. If you say that I am not finding the time, I am having a busy schedule, the world never going to listen you. It is your problem. Of course, that is our problem only. How difficult the situation may be, you have to read. Working professionals, I am talking, and housewives, least 3 to 4 hours every single day for the period of 6 months. And MSc pursuing students has to read 3 to 4 hours. And the people who complete MSc who are absolutely free has to read minimum 6 to 9 hours. Otherwise, it's extremely difficult to crack this particular exam. Why? Some students will read 10 hours, but friends, they will remember the information of 2 hours. Remember my words very correctly, friends. It is not important how many hours you read. It is not important in a competitive. It is only important how much you remember whatever you read. That's very important. There is a great saying, revision is the mother of learning. That is absolutely true. What people will think, they will read one time, they will read 2 times, they will think that they know everything. That is completely, uh, not the correct way to preparation. Revision is the true mother of learning. The more number of times you revise a single concept, more expert you become. The less number of times you revise, you never become expert. You cannot analyze the question. You put your entire effort on gaining a tremendous knowledge on the concept. That's the most important key in our CSIR exam. Okay. Then when it comes to the class timings, it's very convenient. You people can prepare very easily. Right now only I am telling you, in the month of June, I will only teach one chapter, which is the biggest unit 3 we will complete. Very big one. Then July, I will cover 3 units. I will give you the timetable, don't worry. August, I will cover 3 units. September, I will cover 4 units. By September 30th only, I will finish 11 units and I'll keep it in front of you. Then in the month of October, November, 15 days in the month of December, 75 days, I'll put my entire effort in revision as well as question solving. So I'll revise the syllabus at least 1.5 times to 2 times compulsory. So your job is what? Whatever we are dealing every day, you have to read on the same day. Now, some housewives are there. They are having a long gap that they have studied the concepts very long time. You people decide yourself whether you want to crack the exam within the first 6 months, whether you want to crack the exam within the 12 months. Don't think that you have to crack the exam immediately. See, whenever you force yourself, you never learn anything. You have to understand yourself also, whether you can learn very effectively. And most important thing, in the last batch also I observed many housewives used to compete with the MSc students. You can't compete because MSc students are learning now. So they are good with the subject. You are already having a long gap. So there's no point of competing. You please compete yourself. Okay. Try to better yourself every day. You choose whether you have to crack the exam within the 6 months or you have to crack the exam within the 12 months. Because our luck is that exam having twice. Before the rank card of the first 6 months exam comes, by that only exam will happen. Suppose example, now you are all writing the exam in December. Your result may come in the February. When your rank card will come, I mean to say final certificate from the CSIR, it come by June. By June, once again, you will write the exam. So no need to worry about that. You can choose 6 months or 12 months. Now I can't tell. When I can tell, once you start listening the lessons, if you feel the concepts are extremely depth, I require a better revision, then you choose the 12 months. I never encourage any MSc students to go for 12 months. You have to crack the exam within 6 months. That's all the target. But of course, you see it because it's not theory, right? That you read some questions and you can by heart and reproduce the same thing in exam. It's, I will tell you one line. I already told you. CSIR exam is not about knowledge. GATE exam is not about knowledge. It is not about knowledge. It is about application of your knowledge. See, right now you are working as an assistant professor. If you want to reach to the associate level, if you want to reach to the professor level, obviously the net is mandatory. Why? Because people understand that the teacher having application knowledge, then it is very easy to get the funds also. When it is very easy to apply up to the principal level also in a good colleges. I'm not talking about the state and national universities, okay? I'm talking about the college levels. So it doesn't matter whatever the background you may be, you have to do the dedicated preparation. So in 5 minutes, I will quickly summarize the career opportunities. Okay. See, whomever already working as a government lecturers, anyway, they're gonna settle over there only. But the people who are MSc passed out, they are having multiple options. Even the teachers also, if someone won't show interest in the teaching, you can go for multiple opportunities. After cracking the CSIR net, you can do the PhD in India. In India, PhD 5 years. First 2 years called JRF. Next 3 years is called as SRF. You can do the PhD in abroad also. Abroad, it will be 3 to 4 years. I encourage all of you to do the PhD in Canada or most of the European countries compared to the US. European countries are highly advanced with respect to our life science research, and you will get a ample of opportunities, even completion of your PhD also. You can try for teaching or professorship. I'm talking about newly passed out MSc student. You can do only JRF. What some people will do in IIT is they will qualify the CSIR. They will do 2 years of JRF. They will go to abroad and they will do the PhD there. You can do anything. In government companies, you can act as a research analyst. Many public sector companies, friends, many public sectors, they are interested to take them. Example, IOC, Indian Oil Corporation. Don't think that life science students do not have a government job. You are having many. Best example, DRDO, CFTRI, Central Food Technological Research Institute, which is located in the Mysore, ISER, Bhopal, Indian Institute of Chemical Biology, which is located in the Hyderabad, the NIPER, many places in India, NIMHANS, one of the most highly sophisticated research is happening in the NIMHANS with respect to the brain research, which is located in the Bangalore. In the government companies like IOC, ONGC, BHEL, Thermal Power, Coal India, there are many opportunities are there for the life sciences, which are the government jobs. You can go for the private companies such as Reliance, L'Oreal, Cipla, GSK, Dr. Reddy's, Syngene. But now I will talk, bitter truth and honest truth. Most of the people, we use it to hear from outside. What we use it to hear from outside? Biotechnologies industry do not have a great opportunities with respect to the salaries. I never deny in that point. At the same time, I never agree with that point completely. See, being a teacher, you also know very well. Being a life science students, you also know very well. India, with respect to the science and technology, we are still in the developing stage. But enormous research is happening in India. You know, right? During the COVID time, whole world, I'm not talking about one country, whole world dependent on the India only for the vaccine production, because India is the highest manufacturer in the industry. In one line, if you ask me, remember my words, out of four tablets consuming in the world, one is going from Indian market. Then imagine how big we are with respect to the manufacturing. But with respect to the production, we are good. But with respect to the research, we are not, we are good. We are not up to the mark when compared to the foreign countries, because we are product based. Whereas other countries, they majorly focus on the clinical trials. They will only focus on the pure research. That's why, see here, these are the salaries which I have mentioned in a different pharmaceutical companies and different industries and their salary ranges. See, if earning money is the only target, friends, being as a teacher also, being a pharmacy graduate or being a MSc graduate also, there are many other opportunities as well. But if you want to grow in our profession, salaries are little less, but you have to understand, if your skills and knowledge is good, undoubtedly you will get the highest packages. See, in IISc and IITs, the students who qualify the MSc, they are having the starting packages also 36 lakhs. See, forget about everyone. I'm just saying myself only. When I come out of the IISc, I went for the interview in Byju's directly for the teaching. Okay. So my starting salary only 33 lakhs, the package. Even for the teaching also, you're having the highest package. Of course, we denied it. But I'm just telling to you, there are ample of opportunities are there. But the point is that, friends, it is, your talent to find the right opportunity. What many people will complain that I tried many places, but I'm getting the salary of 30,000 only. What should I do? Which means that you are failing in finding the right opportunity. You're failing in finding the right guidance, right company or the right organization. So it's all dependent on how you're approaching towards your career. That's more important. But anything, it's net is required. Even abroad also, if you go for PhD, some of the European countries, some universities in the US, they will prefer the net. I mean to say, net is not the major criteria. They will feel that net is the fundamental criteria that the student has qualified one of the good test in the India. So it's very important. You have to know that, right? And these are all the salaries which are the state wise as well as the cities wise. But of course, it will be very whatever I mentioned is the basic packages, but which will be differ from person to person depending on the interview performance also. These are all the salary range by R&D, pharmaceutical, vaccines, cardiology, and academics. But academics, I encourage every one of you try for the government. If you can't get the government, I encourage every one of you try to apply for state universities and central universities. Stop applying to the small colleges which are located nearby you. If you do that, listen, most of the assistant professors, the blunder mistake that they do is there are some colleges present in their hometown, small colleges. They will be satisfied with 30,000. I'm not talking about the money here. I am talking, you are having a qualification, you are having a talent, you are a hard worker, but why you will adjust with only that one? That is the point where you are not growing. In your town only, there are state universities are there, undoubtedly. There are central universities are there. You have to apply for that. Even though you failed, that's not the matter. You will understand how to approach to the other universities as well. Don't try for a small colleges that my life will get settled. Okay. Because the, technology and the people who are already working, the people who are housewives, for you, the lot of competition is what current generation MSc students. So they are already, moving very ahead. And some MSc students, they will think that I am only doing great. A central university students will think that I am doing great. A IIT student will think that I am doing great. But let me tell you the honest truth. When they all come out, they are all working under a particular person who do not have a proper educational background also. What I'm trying to explain you, friends, nowadays, your degree is the second parameter. What is the first parameter nowadays in any industry is the skill. If you're having an enormous skill in your chosen field, undoubtedly you are going to succeed. And if you are having a 9.0 CGPA in your MSc, you are having a 90% in your MSc, you did not qualify one competitive exam, everyone will say that you are expert in by harding. Of course, that proves. So that's what you focus on the skill, focus on the knowledge first. And first, for anything to do, you have to qualify the CSIR compulsory. These are all the top research institutes in the CSIR. Once you qualify the exam, I will mentor you in which institute you can choose depending on your field of interest as well as depending on the place where you are located. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, the classes will be starting. Now, the tomorrow and day after tomorrow, that is Monday and Tuesday, the both classes will be in the YouTube only. I will share the YouTube link to all of you. for the first 2 days. For remaining from Wednesday, every single day class will be 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. till the August. From the August, we will make it 6 a.m. only. Then 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Right? I will provide you the crystal clear timetable. Meanwhile, please download the app compulsory. I will share the app link. Okay. And the second thing, right now only in front of you only, I'm telling everyone. Okay. From my mouth, you never get paid. You never, I will be never forcing anyone to pay the fees. Okay. So you have to pay the fees immediately. That kind of words never come from my mouth. Okay. So I will put my entire effort giving you in a high quality of education. Okay. Your extreme job is that to work more hard than before. And you have to crack the exam under any circumstances without forcing or stressing yourself. Okay. So I will put my see how much effort I kept to get all India rank 2. I put same effort on everyone personally. The only thing is that you should not give up in the middle. So then only you can crack the exam. Okay. So thank you for your patience. Now it's the time to ask all your doubts. Now requesting all of you ask any kind of a doubt, whether it's respected to the preparation or the career opportunity or whatever it may be, or the exam, any exam doubts, anything. Anyone can ask any kind of a doubt now. Anyway, I will share this video also to all of you. Okay, is it clear for everyone? Just give the reply. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Just type it. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's all for now. I will share this link also to you in the YouTube. If you want to watch it, you can watch it once again. And last and final time, I'm saying to all of you, remember 2 words. Yes, yes, yes. We have started we are starting the classes from tomorrow. Okay, you can message me for the details. And last and final time, I'm saying you don't forget these words. One is patience. Second one is the consistency. Third one is the interest. If you lose any of this, you'd never crack the exam. My job is to provide you incredible knowledge on the concept. Your job is to work very hard with a great passion. Then and see, this is a simple exam, but we have to work hard to crack this. That's all. I'll be there in every step of your preparation. I want you to work extremely hard. Okay. Thank you, all of you. Okay. And wish you all the best for your preparation. I'll see you in the tomorrow morning class. Okay. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.